the hate is out of control for Kwon. They say he's the most hated golfer in America right now because of what happened at the Internet Invitational that everybody is talking about. This happened in the middle of August. So this poor guy had to sit on this, wondering, probably hoping and praying every night that it would be edited in such a way that he didn't look like he, unfortunately, he looked. So if you're not caught up to speed already, Kwon was sleeping in and missed his first tee time at the Internet Invitational, playing for like $1.7 million, representing not only a partner, but also a team. And the kid overslept. Is it all his fault, though? Or is this, the penalty that he received unjust? All right. So many things can be true at the same time. Like, you can subscribe to the podcast channel and still listen. You just hit the little button that says subscribe and you're subscribed. Also, there's a newsletter down below that you can sign up for as well. And then you'll receive some cool emails with deals and discounts. So please do that. And then anyways, let's dive into this, because everywhere you go, on X, on Instagram, on the YouTube comments, they are just tearing this guy apart. Now, so here's what is true. He was late. He slept in. His response was not well received. On the day, it was a lot of excuse making. Now, this could all be edited to make him look better or worse than reality. So let's just keep that in mind. You can make him the villain or the hero, and maybe he'll be a hero later on. Maybe we just gotta wait. Who knows? But currently, he's a villain to many, many people, primarily with not just that he slept in, but that how he really didn't take responsibility for his actions. He blamed it on jet lag. Somebody else tried to lie and say he just had triplets. And so there was a lot of things that were going on. And he said, I wish I woke up. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like, I wish a lot of things, but I did this. So you got to kind of own that. And I think the best response would have been, man, I am so terribly sorry I let you guys down. And just like be open and real and vulnerable. That probably would have been the best thing. But was the penalty unjust? Like, remember, and keep this in mind, Rory McIlroy nearly missed his tee time in 2012 at the Ryder Cup. He had to have a police escort because he slept in. And he blamed Golf Channel on it, saying, oh, they were saying my tee time was 12:15. And it was East Coast time, and Chicago and Medina is Central time. So there's an hour difference. So he was blaming Golf Channel for constantly saying his tee time East Coast. And when the sole responsibility is on you to pull out your phone, set your alarm, your phone knows where you are, it knows what time zone you're in, you could tell it, I need to wake up. So he had ample time, as did Luke's teammate, PFT. He could have said, where's my partner? Where I'm hitting at the range, where is my guy? Let me call him. Anybody know where Luke is? He didn't do that. Nobody checked in on him. His teammates even said he was late yesterday. He slept in yesterday, the day before a practice round. So why would you not check in on the guy? Just a goodwill visit. Hey, are you okay in there? Is everything all right? You've got to watch out for your guys, especially if you're a captain. You've got to be like, where are my guys? Let me make sure everybody's checked in. That's not taking the responsibility off Luke, because it's 100% on him, but there are kind of stop gaps in the way to make sure that your guys are there. And they didn't do that either. Nonetheless, what's the official rule? Because that's really what this boils down to. Okay, yes, he responded poorly. Yes, he slept in. Yes, he was late. Yes, who knows what he did the night before? That's a huge question mark. There's a lot there that we don't know. But we do know this. What is, like, the USGA ruling, governing body of golf? What is the rule if you're late? So if it's a singles match, let's say in the Ryder Cup, and you're late, well, if you're like 6 minutes late, you're out. It's DQ. You lose singles match. If it's doubles, though, that's what this is. This is partner scramble. So now they don't play partner scramble in the Ryder Cup. They have a foursome and a four ball. Four ball would be where you play your own ball and you have a partner. Okay, that's one scenario. The other one is foursome, is alternate shot. So in alternate shot, you have a partner. It's close to this, but not the same. Alternate shot. If you're late, well, your partner can hit. And if you're not there to hit the next shot, it's over. You lose. You're disqualified because you have to be there to hit the next shot. However, in the other formats, and this was a scramble, so this fits into the other format. This is why you have to have like rules of golf. And we do have that. The rule is this: your partner can play solo, alone, and they would play their own ball. That's basically what happened for 4 holes. Dave Portnoy, he made a unilateral decision. I'm making an executive order that you are suspended for 4 holes and you cannot you can't jump until the hole 5, which is what happened. He and his partner lost. That's not the rule, though. That's a guy making his own rule outside of the rules of golf. So Luke was there on the first hole, halfway to the green. He showed up. So that means he should have been able to play holes 2 through 9, but he wasn't. And so if he was, I would assume there'd be a different outcome of that match. Let's just say that that was the case and the scores are totally different now. Then he still won his match. That would have been the right call in terms of golf rules. Dave did have a caveat in the pre-meeting the day earlier that evening that says if there's a rule discrepancy, they did have official rule people there, but he and his partner would have the ultimate say in what went down. So he did say that, and that things could change. But when you're dealing with something like this, where you're playing for money and you change the rules based on how you feel, then you run into a slippery slope of, oh, can you cook the books for people you want to win versus people you don't want to win? And then that opens up a whole nother can of worms, because ultimately lawyers comment below and everybody else, this is kind of like a game show. You're competing based on skill. And so there's got to be some level of consistency in rules. And if there is not, then it brings a whole nother mess and cloud to this whole thing. So I believe Luke should have been able to resume play on hole 2 based solely on the rules of golf. Now, we can say whatever we want about how he reacted, and he even talked trash to his own partner going on, and you're like, what in the world is going on here? Like, who talks trash to their own playing partner? And even the night before, he says, we're not even going to use any of your shots. Not only did they use his shots, all of Luke's shots equaled, they lost the match. So I don't know, was that an omen to come or what? But nonetheless, I don't think all the hate that's going on is justified because of the fact that the rule was not implemented correctly, in my opinion, and based on the actual rules of golf. It was like an emotional decision from the guy in charge. So that has to take into some account the level of hatred, being generated to Luke Kwon. So I think that amplified it in an kind of unhealthy way, an unfair way to say. So let me know what you think about this whole thing. Yes, a lot of bad happened, But according to the rules of golf, I think a lot of that negativity would be erased and would have never gotten out there if the rules of golf were implemented correctly. Your thoughts are greatly appreciated in this difficult matter. Peace. See you soon.